We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First play and a first pass for Cousins. He's got Smith here. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Man, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 24, Wentz. Thomas brings it in. Touchdown, Washington. William Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive. Something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. Completes it to the fullback Ham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
Cousins on first down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On second down, Cook. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Some of those unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because Will has them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw, Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. Touchdown, Vikings! KJ Osborne, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, Wentz. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bates. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. These two teams all tied after one.
Go.
They'll run with Gibson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. One more time with Gibson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost.
Lefty. 87. Great 15.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Commanders have taken the lead in the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Play fake. Cousins. Rolling to his right. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. They were in zone defensively, looking at the crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
And I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. 3rd and long for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Bobby McCain. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Gets this out quickly to Dotson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Now a play fake. Wentz. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Wentz. And a third interception thrown by Cousins. Picked off by Lewisine, and the Commanders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
A give up the middle to Gibson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. Gibson again. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Nuwangu now from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he'll be taken down at the 18. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, I like the free safety coming up and making the big-time play.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on third down. Throwing is Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. This defense, 3 interceptions now. And Charles, obviously that one for the pick six. That gives them a 3-possession lead, and they are really in the driver's seat.
Makes you imagine what that lead could become with another half of football left to play, because the way they're getting after a partner, 30 points, 40 points, even 50 points, that type of a lead, not out of the question. And neither is another pick six.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. 9 yards, not quite enough. And they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
There's no quibble about the gain there on second down. That's a positive play because that's a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gets a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Cousins now from the 50. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Mikel Roby-Coleman. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick six, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway. And it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A good gain on first has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play of the half. Cousins got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the draw, it's Gibson. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. Now, they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
They'll throw again. Cousins. This ball complete to Thielen going across the middle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Cousins. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Again, it's Cousins. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so they dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw is Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 13-yard line. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. Open man, once again, it's Thielen. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen from 13 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Joseph on for the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14.
Commanders 35, Vikings 14.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Throwing now is Wentz. Oh, this this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Tressway now, standing just outside his own goal line. And take it right on the 30. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I feel like a little bit of a missed opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Dalvin Cook now catches on back-to-back plays. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. The 30. 10. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick-6.
And how about the way they played this entire game? Not only did they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick-6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw again on second down. Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12. Cousins now. Incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync.
I agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16. 19 yards that time for number 19.
With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Thomas brings it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the first down in the process. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Now Wentz. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Gibson here running out of the gun. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understand